Well, hello, Dan. Again, everything's set up right now. I'm going to make some pins. How's this sound? I got a new air conditioner out here in the shop. Oh, we mute that stupid thing. There. Is the air conditioner coming through too loud? I just finished one, and I thought, I'm gonna make some more. Look at this curly maple. Yes, I did. Let me. Oh, I don't have it on this computer. I got a bunch of them, and finally got my new medicine for my blood pressure today. Okay, let's get that buffing mandrel off there. Yeah, I'm going to talk through everything I do here. Got all my stuff set up on a little bench behind me where I usually work, but I'm going to do all the work tonight. And by the way, here, let's put this at the top because I won't be able to type a lot and I won't be able to read the chat. So what I'm going to do is try to convince someone to come up and talk with me, and if somebody tries to get my attention, they can get a hold of me. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is kind of wipe it off a little bit. Yeah, I've been working out here today, so I'm a bit messy, but this is what we're going to do. I want to make a slim line, a little bit thinner pen, and a pencil to go along with it. So we are going to start out with two more pieces of curly maple. And we'll get our kits. Anybody wants to come up and chat, you come right on up. The more the merrier. And I tell you what, let's do a pencil. Hey, Invincible River Ranch, Chris Roberts, Dan Smoking Treasures. I like these impromptu things. Do I want to do a gold? Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to. Yeah, I'll keep putting them up as choices. I'll probably still give a few away, but we may try some experimentation on one of these pens. Because I don't know if I want to do. Okay, I'll let y'all decide. We can do just a regular 24 karat gold plated click pen, or twist pen, I mean. Or we can do one that's just almost identical, except it's got a stylus on the end. Oh, walnut. I love walnut. Oh, that's the pencil. Here's the pen. So which pen we're going to do? One with a stylus or one without? Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do since I already did the 24 karat gold one with the, we'll do the with the stylus, one with the stylus on top. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll mark out the pencil first, and we'll just write pencil in here. I'm sorry, we'll write through the pen first. And since both tubes are the same length, all we have to do is get one of them out. Leave a little bit of a gap down at the end, mark it a little bit. Now we're going to want this part to be in the middle. So that'll give us our pencil stuff. Now, one of my prototypes that was messed up the other day was because I did a pencil and a pen together, and then I got the tubes in the wrong place, and they're a little bit different size. So I got to be careful not to get these things, and that's why the top of that one pen didn't stick out as far. It worked, it was functional, and it was, it was a good build, but I just had it the wrong size. So let's go ahead and measure out our pencil. Let's go ahead and write pencil on it. And we do the same thing. Mark, leave a little gap on either end. And y'all do get to see exactly what it takes to build one of these pens. It's fun. Okay, yeah, I'm going to leave it up. Okay, now I'm going to take this over to the bandsaw. Let's see if we can do this. Just do a little twist. Let's get this over here. Now, first person that comments on how messy my shop is gets timed out. Come on, stupid thing. There we go. Now we can see over there to the bandsaw. Hopefully. We're just going to get these all cut up. And I got them. And yes, do not do what I'm doing. Be safe, unlike what I'm doing. And the pencil. Okay. Uh-oh, did I freeze up? It's not focusing real well, is it? Okay, so we've got them cut. We've got our two pieces. That'll be the center of the pen with the center of the pencil. So let's get turned back around. And let's get our first contraption on this thing. Yeah, I can aim that better than that. Okay, we need to get that a little bit higher, I think. This is a work in progress. I'm still learning how to do this efficiently. There, that should give us a good field of view. Let's put our chuck on. And we're going to drill some holes. We use a 7mm drill bit. And we put that chuck here. Take this 5 center out. Now we can put our drill bit in. And we're ready to drill. So we're going to start with the pencil. And I've got them separated out here. We always drill in from the center because that's where the pins are going to meet. If you get it a little bit crooked, at least the grain will line up. Let's make sure we get it nice and square in there. Move our tailstock up. Let's see, about 1,000 RPMs what I usually run. Put this down. And let's drill a hole. Okay, we're all ready. Nice, beautiful hole. Same thing, put it where we're drilling in from the center. I'll just put the pencil in. Uh-oh, was that too loud? Sorry. Oh, my shop's a mess right now. There we go. This lathe was an early Father's Day present, so I got to play with it early. I love this jet. It's the Jet 1221 VS, the variable speed, and I tell you what, it is sweet. We're getting some good holes. Got all our holes drilled. Now we got some brass tubes that we measured with a while ago that we got to scuff up and glue into here. And I'll do it over here, but I'm going to put cardboard or something down. Don't want to get the glue on my. You think with all the crap I got in here that I'd have some cardboard handy? Yeah, I just used no rag. There we go. Now I'm going to do the pin first, and we're using a medium CA, a medium super glue, and these things come shiny. What am I doing? I'm making pins. Matter of fact, here's the one we're going to make a pen and pencil set out of this type of wood. So, okay. We're doing the pin first. So let's get these two tubes out of the bag. And it's kind of simple. You just take you some rough sandpaper and you just swirl it on there and just scuff it up a little bit so that the glue holds a little bit better. Probably a better way to do this, but hey, it works. Be nice and scruffed up now. I don't know that it wouldn't hold without this. I just know that I've never done it without doing this. So, and we're going to do a comparison night of the lazy tools and the old school tools. Curly Maple, yes it is. We're going to do Larry and Moe Maple. Larry, Curly, Moe. Okay, so we're using a medium finish, and we're using some accelerator. Almost out, but I've got another can or two, and we're going to put these in from the center. Now, I'll give y'all a tip when you're working with this stuff. See, this is the same glue that I used to put the acrylic finish on this. In case you didn't know, CA glue or cyanoacrylate is basically just plastic after it hardens. So take you some painter's tape, put it on your finger, because that will keep the glue off there, and you really need it when we start putting the finish on there. This is not as bad, but we'll just put as a blob on here. See, that's why I don't do it right over the ways. You let it go around and then put it in there and make it a little bit. Make sure it's just a little past the beginning, the opening. Put a little bit more of this over here. Just inside the beginning. And now I'm going to turn it this way. By the way, always put your lid back on your glue before you spray the activator, or you'll just have a big blob of plastic. Okay, get the other end because we pushed the glue down there, and these are ready for the ends to be lined up. So we'll put them back over here and do the same thing with the pencil. Somebody want to come up? I put the link. Somebody wants to come up, and that way if somebody says something in chat and I miss it, you can let me know. I'm thinking about giving away that first one that I ran as a giveaway. Haven't decided yet. Depends on if we're successful with these, huh? What do I do with that sandpaper? There we go. Again, we're going to scratch it up. It lets it hold a little bit better. There's a little bit different style on these pens, the pen and pencil set. But I ran out of one type because they sent me some defective ones that had too thin of a metal in it. And they kept busting out. So turn these up. And let's loosen posts. I think you're going to like. I'm actually just taking this. This is a how-to on making pens. And really, it's not that hard. What it is time-consuming. And depending on how much time you want to put into it, you can really run into some time. Depending on how many layers of you want to put on there for the acrylic finish. That in there. Bring them over. My glue. And then we're going to shoot it. Wait a second. Turn this around. Yeah. Shoot this in. Now we are ready to trim the ends of it. And we do that so that these things seat up better and we get the exact dimensions on here. Now, let's put this in. Make sure that we got it nice and straight. And then let's take the drill bit out. And we're going to put a barrel trimmer on. And I will say, this stuff is a lot easier if you've got the right tools. You can do all this without these. It just is harder. You just use a sander to do this part. Okay. So we're going to slow it down just a little bit. Bring that up. And what we're doing is that stays, it's just going to cut the wood off all the way up to the brass. So I got to get down here where I can see the brass. And we're there on that end. Flip it. See, now you can see the brass just barely sticking out. Put the other end in. Make sure it's nice and snug and straight. Get in there. Now this will be a little bit deeper. You know what? I really ought to tighten that down a little bit tighter. It's moving. There we go. Over there. Let's do the next one. Square it up. Get in there. Not quite there yet. Okay. And we have our first type of failure. I didn't get that glued up enough. So it's going to be a little bit shorter. Trying to decide if I want to redo that one blank. No, it'll work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some thin CA glue. Hey, Mrs. Coin Crew, I'm building pins. I'm making curly maple ones, and I just did something silly. We're doing these. And I'm going to put a drop of thin on the end here. Let it soak down in. Do it on this end. Again, let it soak down in. Try not to get it all over my fingers. Then let's shoot this thing with a, see there? Sealed that up. Okay, we're ready to start turning. Let's do the pencils first. Okay, so we got to change our equipment again. So let's back this up. Take that off. We got to get us a mandrel. To turn pins on. I don't know if you do lathe work, but don't spin your chuck to get it off. Turn the lathe itself. That way you won't drop it and have to buy a new one. Yes, we're planning on going to Tulsa, yes. Hey, you want to come up so that someone can tell me what people say in chat and I won't miss people talking? It's just a relaxing place. So, we've got our turning mandrel. Whoops. Got to put it in the right way. Put it in that way. This goes in that end. And now we are doing the pencil. So we're going to put on our first end right here. Notice we got that pointing towards the middle. Let's grab another bushing here because it turns down narrower. And we're going to put the other side on. And yes, there is. Got some of that glue down in it. There we go. Shouldn't spin around on me while I'm turning. Then we'll put the other bushings on here. Slide that up. Lock it down. Give it a little twist. And we're ready to start turning. Now, I'm going to show you the difference between... Chell, come on up. I need somebody to tell me when people are talking and so I can talk. The link's up there tagged pinned to the top. Okay, so when I'm talking about the lazy tools or the old school tools, here's my lazy tools. Okay, carbide tipped, and basically they're very forgiving. Okay, they're also quick, but the way they're designed, as it turns around, see the angle that it's hitting? It's basically scraping the wood off. Now you can tilt it up a little bit and get a little bit of a cut, but it's still mainly a scraping process, which means it does hog off the wood real fast, but I just call it the lazy tool. Now, here's old school. We got a rough and gouge. Okay, it actually, you keep it at a little bit of a tilt, run it down through there, and it actually cuts it off. And I mean, these are really sharp. I've got a sharpening system over here, a slow speed grinder with a metal. Well, I've got a sandstone on one side and one of those metal sharpeners on the other. And I keep these things just almost sharp enough to shave. And see, as you're doing them, these actually go through to slice the wood. Problem is, if you are not used to using these and it catches, it'll flip in and just cut it all to pieces. So it's not very forgiving. We are going to, I heard that. Now, let me get over here to StreamYard. Thank you, Shell. There we go. Wait, I'll just leave it with this up so we can watch the lathe.
Go and make your lathe big. You don't need me.
Okay, so we're going to start with the roughing gouge. It's just, as it says, it's just to rough out the material. And here we go. Let's crank it up about, I like to go about 2,000 to start, 2,000 RPM, then I'll rank it up to about 2,500. And it's just a matter of just making light passes. And I don't watch where the blade's hitting. I watch across the top. Now notice it's bouncing because it's still square. So I'll just come through here. You see it catch? Then if you're just going very fast and you get one of those catches at the beginning like that, it can tear the whole chunk of wood down. Every once in a while you'll see me out the see how close I am to getting it round. To me, this is the most satisfactory, satisfying procedure because it's just nice to watch it.
It is on this end too. It's just relaxing.
See there, now it's not bouncing. That means it's round. So even at 1,967 RPMs, I can reach it. It's still smooth. And if I shut it down, you can see it's we've made some round cylinders, and you start to see some of that nice grain on it because this is cutting it as it goes across instead of scraping it off. So it makes a big difference. We start taking a little bit more off now. And what I'll do is I'll bring my fingers up here so I can control it a little bit better. But I want to do the final shape with the skew. And that's what the other blade is called, is the skew. I modify my skews. They usually are straight on the end. But I like to go in and put a little bit of a curve in them when I sharpen them because, well, the way I use it, it's just easier for me to use that way. And we're almost there, so put a little bit of a dimple in it again. Now I've got some better lights here, but I think they're going to get some lines across the screen because they're LED lights. And for some reason, when I had it up a while ago, it had bars on the screen, so I'll turn my lights off. But in a second, I'm going to need to turn the lights, at least one of them on,
And this
so
boy,
that.
who's double dipping?
So let me know if that starts looking bad. I just need to be able to see it a little bit better. So now we're going to come up. Now listen, we're going to lay this on it, and then we're going to introduce the cutting a little bit at a time. See how much smoother that is than that? Because it's actually, it's whittling, basically. This is one of the reasons this takes quite a while to get it just right. And now I'll, every once in a while, switch back and get some off this side. Okay, we're getting some kickback. Yeah. If the wood is too hunky and has little problems with this, there we go. Smooth that out. I will go ahead and get the carbide ones because, like I said, they're more forgiving. I think we got this. And this, out. Oh, that's that end that busted out. I just cut my finger on the end of that metal. Oh well. I'll try not to get blood all over the pencil.
Boy, we sure missed you last night, Hillbilly.
I'm sorry. Um, my setup is to where if I go in there, everybody, both channels would hear both channels coming off my microphone.
Oh, I get it. But we missed you. We had a great night.
But see, what I usually say is, "What were you shooting at me for?"
I was just hopping around.
Because if you miss me, that means you're shooting at me, right? That's
Kept
why.
kept counting on how many times the girls won and the boys won.
I
You
tell you
know,
what, that was so crazy. Darlene,
was winning everything. Bless her.
everything.
And what she wasn't getting, CC was.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to try to run a pretty little deal Friday night.
I will try to figure out how I can be in more than one without the sound coming from one into the other. I need to get just a little bit more off of here. And I'll go in on that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, now this one should be a little bit easier.
I've actually got a race I'd love for you to win.
Really?
Yes.
I'm about out of silver. I need to win something.
Well, this would give you 3 ounces.
Oh, sweet. What kind?
The Robin Hood set.
Oh, I've not seen that.
You haven't.
Uh-uh.
I think it's last year and the year before, so they came out like boom, boom, and then boom.
Or maybe I have and just don't remember it.
I'll send you a picture here in a little while.
Okay.
I want the whole set to go to somebody instead of somebody buying one and somebody else getting another one.
Oh yeah,
I
I
want
had
somebody
something
to.
like that.
I want to hope for somebody that'll actually enjoy the set, be one that put up.
Right. And you can see why this takes a little bit long. Ah, I just killed it.
Oh no!
See, I let the end of my skew come in contact with it and it just put a gouge in it. But I think I can fix it
You know
because
you can.
let's see, we just come over here and just lightly come through there and make it a. See, this pin set is really thin. When we're done here, it's just a little thin shell of wood that's around that inner tube. And I want to smooth this one out a little bit more.
And I can just bet
Back.
it'd be real easy to mess up the tip on the pen.
Right. And see, I've still got a little bit, few lines in it, but now look at this. It's already looking like pin. Oh, look. I'm still going to make it. Here's how we fix something like that. Um, and since this is a, and now you can see why it's better to use the other ones if you're doing this, like to seriously make a living with it or something. Gonna put a little bit of the medium in there, squirt it, and we're just gonna leave the dent in there. I'm just gonna put enough super glue in it.
That it'll look like finished when it's done.
Right. And then this hardens it up, almost out. Let that harden.
I made tacos for dinner and they were good.
Well, I made barbecued sandwiches that were, I must say, they were pretty good.
That sounds good too.
Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. I mean, it'll still be a nice, clear finish on the outside. But what we're going to do is once we know it's nice and hard, not sticky or anything. See, it's got these globs now.
They'll sand right off.
It's right. Except we're going to slice it off with this. And now we have something that, even though it's got the divot still there, it's filled up with plastic. If I did it right. This is the first time I've done one of these with that the pen that I showed a while ago. Should have been screaming it because it cannot perfect. Okay. Now, the final thing is we need to sand this down some, but before we do, I'm going to show you how we fix that end. We take us a little piece of flat sandpaper, and then we're going to take this end and see where that metal's sticking out. Just going to sand it off. Getting there. Okay. Well, those lights I got for out here doing this are hot. Could get my sander out, but okay. Nope. You get a bigger piece.
You said you're going to go to Tulsa. Are you going to try to come to Cincinnati for their big coin show?
Don't. Tulsa will be the first coin show I ever go to. And to be perfectly honest, we're planning on going. we're booking everything. But right now, if the doctor tells me I can't travel, I'm staying home.
Mm.
The last 3 days, my blood pressure's been running up. When I got up, I got to the doctor Tuesday morning because they wanted me to come on in and that's going to work me in. It was 188 over 129.
That's not good.
This morning when I got up, it was 180 over 120. They
That's
finally
not
called.
good either.
No, it's been running around 165 over 105 all week. And frankly, if he does stay home, I'm staying home.
Well, follow doctor's orders. We need you home.
Yeah, but we're we're looking forward to it. Um, there's so many people I want to see, but I'm talking yesterday or the day before to Raven. Was looking forward to seeing him and Rob Bunch Treasure and Keith and Angel, the Goin crew.
I'm really hoping to make it up to Cincinnati. There's several people I'd like to see too.
Yeah. Now that's got that side. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this side down too before we sand, since I've got it off. And then we got to put it back right back on the same orientation we had it, because that is the center of the pin. And we're gonna have to do that again in a minute. So we'll put that back on. Oh wait, we're sanding. So what I always do when I sand is I take the middle bushing out, and then I put these two together so that I can make sure that they're even. And see here, got a little divot, but it's filled with plastic. And then I'll put these over here on this side. And it's time to sand this thing down. So I'm going to grab my sandpaper. I use multi-pack here. I'm just going to grab a little bit of each. Now keep them in order. That I run them with. And all the way up to 600. We start at 150 grit, go all the way up to 600 grit. Okay, so we put this back over. And for this part, I can go ahead and turn the lines off. There.
Oh, thank goodness.
Those lines are irritating. But I really need the light.
Well, I can't argue that.
Okay, so everybody's seeing okay now?
Oh, nobody's talked since I got here.
Yeah, everybody's probably eating supper, stuff like that. So
Well, that's okay. I don't mind keeping you company. I enjoy it.
Okay, so now I just go through here, turn this up. I'll leave it up about the same speed we had it. And we're just going to hit it just a little bit. Make sure it's nice and smoothed out. Now, one of the reasons I love this lathe is because I can go, it's reversible. Variable speed, but it's also reversible. So as you're sanding here, it's taking those fibers and laying them down. So when I turn it off, I'll flip it over to reverse, and now I'll go this way. And the next grit, I'm going to be sanding in the other direction, so it'll lay the fibers down the other way. So, and this is all stuff that I've learned, and anybody can learn out there watching YouTube stuff. So we'll go to the next grit, and this time, you got to be careful though, because if you come in here and say, oh, I'm going to stand like this, and it's going the other direction, it's going to throw you out that way. So now we'll come across the top. Don't stay very often in one. You're not really shaping, you're just smoothing. I'm not pushing very hard. Don't want it to build up any heat. Won't take much. These are looking really good, so I'll just this just gets any any circular lines off of it, just smooths them out. Okay. Now we'll just flip over to the other direction and get next. And on these last bit, since this thing is looking so good right now, we really don't have to hit it much. But I want these to be perfect, other than the divot that I put in it. Hey, that gives it character, right?
That's what makes it one of a kind.
Okay. Whoops, wrong way.
Every time I walk by a woodpile now, I'm looking for that perfect piece of wood.
Oh yeah, because you never know when you're gonna find one. I've got pieces here in the floor that I cut off of trees myself, and
Can't you see me putting a piece of wood in a mailer box?
yeah, but it doesn't have to be a big piece, you know.
Well, if I'm gonna send you a piece, I'm gonna make sure it's enough to do several.
Okay,
You know, I can surely afford a $10 box.
okay. This is the final one, so we're just lightly gonna hit it, and I'm fixing to spray it with some. Well, I'm gonna wash it down with some alcohol, get all of the dust out of it, and then we're gonna move it out of the way, and we're gonna do the ones for the pen. That's the pencil. So stop it. Give it one final hit. Feeling good. I mean, it almost feels polished already. Um, get my little rag here. Where'd you go? There you are. Give it some sprays of my alcohols. And oh yeah, this is gonna be pretty. I need some more. Need more alcohol. Oh yeah, look at that. I love curly maple, and that stayed in there. You can't even feel that there's a divot there. What I'll do, we'll put the pencil part down here, and we'll put the clip over that so that it's not as noticeable. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this up. Let it. Well, no, it'll dry by the time we do the finishing. The next one. So let's take this one off. Now we're going to be doing a little bit different type for the pin. It's actually going to have, and I always hold them in the same order so that. Okay. I heard a beep. Worse than double dipping. What's worse than double dipping? Hi, Anna. Okay, so we're going to put the pin parts in.
Well, hello, Miss Anna. How are you this
And there we
evening?
go. So we start off with that puppy. Now, I'm going to do this one with the lazy tools, okay? So you can see the difference.
Oh, I see lines in that already.
Oh yeah, they're both. I just ordered 10 pieces, 10 blanks that were already cut. Um, I've got I'll show you my little basket I got up here that's just got tons of different purple heart and bamboo and mango and yeah, all kinds. And now curly maple. Okay, so that's in there. Now, I'm going to start with a round. There it is. And here's how I don't even put the handle on here when I do these because they're that forgiving. So let's turn this on and you'll see what I mean here. Nice passing. Once you get the edges knocked off, start digging in a little bit. No, you know what? I think that roughing gouge is better. Give me some more speed. You know, even with it spinning, I could just about see the grain glowing through this. Now, what I'm going to do is I've got it roughed out. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the cheater tool. I mean, the lace tool. Finish it out with the flat one. This one is a lot easier to make flat, straight line. I'm going to turn my light on for just a second. Sorry about the lines. I'm screaming, making a pan. What's up? Okay.
That one's got more grains than the last one did. Or it feels like it.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Yeah. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. And what'd you say?
This one looks like it has more grains than the last one.
It may do it because, you know, every piece of wood is a little bit different.
I know no two pieces are just alike, but it is what it is. Boy mainly sounded like he was hurting pretty bad last night.
Yes, he was.
If I could have used him a pain pill, I'd have gave him one.
Yeah.
think whether he likes it or not, he's still gonna have some painful days and nights.
Oh yeah. This one's gonna be the cat part. I think we are done with our turning. Except I just put a divot in it that I gotta get out. There we go. Got some lines in it, but we can get those out, I think. Matter of fact. I'm gonna quit trying to get it out with that stupid thing
Making more lines.
and get a real tool. If you really want to smooth something and gently do it, that's the way to do it right there.
Just like whittling.
And I'll bring it the other way. There we go. Time to sand on it, but let's look at it before we do. Look at there. You can already see I've got some rough spots. See the tear outs and stuff? That's what happens when you do it with that other tool, and you have a lot more sanding to do. So, turn the speed down a wee bit. Let's smooth this puppy out. You know what I forgot to do?
Take the thing out the middle.
That's right.
But you really don't have to.
No, I don't have to, but it does make the pins look better because it keeps it even. So while you're sanding it, it makes these things not one of them be bigger than the other.
Get you.
It's just a cheat that I use because I'm not past. I mean, I'm not above cheating when I can. Rigged. See, now when I go across the middle, it'll
Just smooth them both out just as
yeah,
easy.
it keeps it from sanding the part that's narrower while it gets the other side going good. Okay, let's that one. Let's give it. Check it out. And you know what? I think we've turned most of our divot out. I don't even see it on there anymore. So we're good to go. No divot.
Woohoo!
We'll just give it some good sends. Turn the direction the other way. And go in reverse.
Miss Anna, what did you have for supper? Or dinner? Evening meal? Whatever you want to call it. Second lunch.
Oh, that's looking good. Okay. You know what? At this point, I can turn our lines back off. How's that? There we go. Now we don't have the. Oh, I must be pretty lagged.
Oh,
You know
it
what?
takes a
Why
second.
don't I do this thing like that to where we can see better? Let's get this caught up. That's better, isn't it, if I do it that way?
Don't look bad.
What I'm going to do is once we get these completely finished, I'm going to go back inside, pull up the big computer, and start the screen back up, and we'll show them. And if we want to do a giveaway, we'll do a giveaway. I just we having some fun. Okay, that's looking better and better. Now, reverse. Ha!
It stole your paper.
Yes, it did. Right out of my hand. Okay, here we go.
That's the kind of thing that would happen to me if I tried that. I know it.
After this one, we got one more grit, and then we can start doing the finishing on it. And that's what's fun. Well, really not. Y'all are going to get to see me in my respirator because I can't have that stuff around me in my lungs. See, and by this point, these here in the middle, I can't even feel the difference in them when I rub my finger across them. So they're that close to being the same size right in the center. And did it one last time here. Now let's get us some alcohol. And let's see how pretty this is going to be. Because this alcohol will actually bring out
All of the game.
the grain. Look at that.
Ooh.
What do y'all think? That's not even got the finish on it yet.
I believe that one's going to be prettier than the first one.
Probably is. But since they're going to be a matched set, pen and pencil set, there'll be husband and wife. Okay, now let's turn it up just a second. Make sure we've got all of the dust and stuff off. Okay. Now we go to a finishing mandrel. Has some non-stick bushings on it. So back this off. And I keep these again in the way they're going on there. But what I'm going to do, because I want those completely dry, we're going to swap these for the pencil ones. And we're going to put the pencil ones on. They've had plenty of time to dry. Okay, we'll put our bushings back on. Bushings back on. That way I don't lose them. Put the other end of this on. knockout bar. Okay, so we'll set that out of the way. We'll come back to that when we do the sanding. See, this one has little plastic bushings that won't stick with the glue. So we'll put there. Now, you might wonder why I've still got some of the sawdust up here in the way. It's because I'm going to burnish this a little bit before we start. Sometimes that'll bring out the grain a little bit better. Oh, we do still have just a small piece of knockout on it. I forgot, that's this one that had the knockout on it, didn't it? Okay, so let's bring up our tailstock and keep that in place. And I'm just going to bring a handful of sawdust up. Just do some good burnishing on it. Just to kind of start the shine. Get all the dust off of it. Now, when we do this, we need to be doing about 200, about 400 really, RPMs. So we're not going to be going very fast at all. And we get us we're going to start with thin CA, and we get a little folded strip paper towel. And immediately you're going to see the grain. And it gets hot. You see that smoke coming up of it? Throw that away. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop. You see that grain is not as pronounced as with the other pen, with the other wood blank, but you can, especially right in there. So we just keep doing it, letting it dry. I'll put usually 2 or 3 layers of thin, and then 4 or 5 layers of thick. Sometimes just 2 layers of thick if it's looking good. Uh-oh.
Well, it gets prettier every layer you put on it.
Yeah, hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll get deeper looking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. Well, let's do one more thin. You notice I'm drooling it over the top. Now I'm going to close the thin, and we're going to hopefully, we're going to shoot that. Ooh, had some moisture over here. Oh well, we'll sand that off. Okay, there we go. Had to get a new bottle ready. Now we're going to come up to the thick, and the thick, we don't drool it on top. We put it on the paper towel. You know I do. I need to sand some of that down. So let's take our lightest sandpaper. It's between the bushing and the end of the book. But I want to make sure I can make a smooth ending. Okay. Get this back up. Okay. Now we'll put a blob on the paper. Just bring it up, run it back and forth. Get another piece. There's one layer.
Mm.
Go ahead and put another layer on it. That white that came up bloomed up on the end. That's what happens when you get moisture in there and you get the activator on it. It causes it. So this stuff gets hot enough to bring blisters on you. I've got right here on my finger there, I got a big blob of the glue on there and got activator on it. It blistered me all the way to the meat, to the muscle. So you got to be careful with that. That would be what this does. Is it kind of spreads it out. Let's get it with our magic stuff. What dries it immediately. Feeling good. So let's put a couple more layers.
Yeah, he's had me drilling Anna since I first seen the first one.
Ready to say it. Do what?
I said,
Fiber. Yeah, they'll knock that back down to a nice shine. So let's go ahead and back this up. And we'll call these ready to sand. Keep them in order. Like that. That was pencil, wasn't it? Yes. See, now we're going to do the same thing. This. Oops, wrong way.
whoop, whoop.
Okay, start with the thin. Go through this pretty quick. Take the lid off, dummy. Oh, this one is much better than the other one. Burnt my finger. Okay, let's put another one up here. You know, I may have to put the other pin. I don't know. I may just do the pencil by itself as a standalone and see if I can make another one that is this pretty to go with it. I'd hate to pair a pen this pretty with a pencil that's not, you know.
Well, I've got a great solution if it don't work out.
Look at that. Let's put the thick on there and sand them down to make some instruments of writing.
Oh, that one's pretty.
Okay. Oh, here goes layer one.
And I'm not even greedy. Mine don't have to be a set. One would make me giggle.
I thought you already won a pin.
No,
Oh,
I did get in that race the other night really hoping that I would be able to win. It didn't happen.
yeah. I couldn't win anything last night. I think I won. Oh, I won one thing from Brad that he had won from me. I just wanted it back.
You got the
Stagecoach,
stagecoach
stagecoach, Brad. Yeah, and
that
I
was
just
coach to start with, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, that was mine to begin with.
I pay attention more than
Yeah,
y'all think.
well, I just spend most of my time trying to stay out of people's business.
I like that round too because it's that quarter deal.
Yeah, I kind of like breakout
I've
bar.
seen a couple of them, but that's the only stagecoach one I've seen.
We'll work some spritz some stuff on here in a second. And
Yeah, I've seen a
I
couple
think,
split quarter like that, but that's the only one with stagecoach.
yeah, okay. So let's put some
I was
celery.
mad at Brad when he took that. I wanted it too. I pay attention to who wins what I like because it'll probably come back out.
Makes just a little
Brad's
bit more.
got one of those triangle coins from Kiwi that
Yeah,
I really wanted to win. I'm hoping
yeah.
it will come back out eventually.
Okay, so take this off, and we're about to go back to our sanding mandrel, which is okay. Let's go ahead and set this over here. Let it finish setting up, and we'll start the sanding with the pencil. And we're not going to be using this anymore tonight. So, if there's anybody else out there in the chat, tell them they're more than welcome to click the link, come on up and have a party. Oh, I don't use one. I've got bar. I just muscle that thing out of there. Okay. Yeah, anybody in chat that wants to, there's a link up there. Let you come on up, and we'll bring you up. You can talk instead of type. I'm lazy. I'd rather talk. Okay. Why did I do that? There's no wood on there. That was silly.
Boy, I wasn't never so tickled as when Anna got to win Mainly's Doodah. Who was that? It was Conrad, wasn't it? I said, Conrad, Anna's not in. And he put her in, and she won. And I was like, oh, yeah. Although she hates to win anything, she fusses
Yeah.
at me about it. That was a good score that day.
And it's
We run that one up there real good that day.
didn't she win my bowl?
Yeah. I don't think she complained about that one.
I think she won bowl.
It's not her
That bowl
fault.
that I made had
There's about a few people that has really gave her a hard way to go. She don't realize how much some of the rest of us love her though. You know, one or two can ruin it for everybody.
Oh yeah. I've actually had to tell people, listen, don't make me choose between you and somebody else, you'll lose. I'll choose who I want to, you know, have
And it's
anything to
good
do with myself. Right. I've not ever had a problem with most people. I'm kind of disappointed in a couple because I still to this day don't know what I did to Gypsy, but he just does not like me. But I don't live my life for any individual person, so I wish him luck, and he won't get anything negative from me. That's just not my style. If you know me very long, you know that that's not my style.
I had one person in the races hurt my feelings really bad, and I didn't go in his room for months. He'd try to say hi on some other people's streams. I wouldn't speak to him, not one word.
Yeah,
And my heart has said, forgive him. He knows not what he does.
and that's your option, though. You don't have to. I mean, you get to choose who
I'm
you
trying to
deal
be,
with or not.
as they say, I'm trying to be a good person. I try to speak and be kind to him now, but I'll never trust him again.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Like I said, I wish it was different. Um, but I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
it
Good Lord says, forgive them. He doesn't say you have to
because,
forget what they did.
well,
He's the one that gets to judge in
some
the end,
water
not me.
for us.
And you know what? I got pretty tough skin, but I
Oh, I
was
do too.
butthurt for quite a while.
Oh, and
And I
I'll
am a
get.
bit
I
stubborn.
was disappointed. Just, I mean, that's my deal. I was disappointed in the whole situation. Now we're gonna crank this up to some high speed sanding, and we're gonna
Whoop, whoop.
start with 2000 grit micro mesh. Let's crank this up. 3000 RPM at 3300. I'm just
I'm having
lightly,
a cool toy.
lightly going over it because we don't want to take the. We're not shaping here. We're just polishing. We don't want to take that shell back off that we just put on there. I'm going to come in, the grid off, and go to the next 2000. We go to 3200, and this won't take long here because we had it pretty nice and smooth before we started. But this will just kind of put the shine on it, bring out what little bit of grain this one has in it. Let's go ahead and go to 4000 grit. And we're doing wet sanding here. So we don't want it to get hot. Heat will break down the super glue. We don't want to get very high. And then between them every couple of times, get some of that grit off to keep it from scratching out. And then 6000 grit. Faster and faster. At this point, I usually stop and look at it to see if there's any major flaws. But you see the reflection of the lights. See how straight it is. So let's go ahead and wipe this off and stop it. Let's look at this. Oh, you know, I'm gonna say it doesn't have the deep grain like the other did, but it is still beautiful. Okay, let's quickly hit with the last two grits, and you're gonna see my secret formula. Okay, this is 8,000 grit. The last one is 12,000. Things that put a special shine. I just learned this combination recently, but I love it. Okay, do is I'm going to get my first new rag. It's a plastic ball. Or it's supposed to run the refrigerator. God. Oh, my wife would watch this. She don't. And then I'll take the clean part, clean that off, leave it going because I want it to dry out as much as possible. And then I get my little tin beeswax paste. Get back here. It's grabbed it.
That's just like the cat with the toilet paper roll.
Yeah. I didn't hold on to it right. But yeah, put the beeswax on there. I'll get it all spread on there real good. And then, while I put my tin back up, let it dry. We'll take that off. And guess what? Bring this back down to about 3,000 and shut it off. Now, well, I tell you what, I'm getting real resolution there, am I?
Well, it's kind of hinky, but I get the
And
gist.
I hope I've never been mean to you when you win.
I think it was some lady stackers, and they were the ones getting things started. Not some of our lady stackers, but some others around the community.
Oh, I bet I could guess. Not going to though. Okay, that one's ready to assemble.
In the hospital.
You what?
I found out today that Dredd had been in the hospital. I hadn't heard from him for a while.
Oh,
He'd had a battle with pneumonia.
that's not good. I'll tell you who I haven't seen in a while. It's Frisco's mom.
I've been asking about her all week. I'm worried about her.
Yeah, I wonder if her family might find out she's... Huh?
She was supposed to go get her finger worked on, and then we've heard nothing since.
Yeah. I just wondered if maybe her family found out she was giving so much stuff away and took her toys away from her.
Well,
I mean, there's been times I've tried to tell her, no, don't give that away, keep it. But it's not my business, you know. She's such a nice person.
if she likes you, she really likes you. I know that much.
Yeah. And I still get tickled every time I think about, Hill, read my chat.
Oh,
I'm just going to quickly go through this in the same way as we did before, going up with each one. Now, after the second one here, the rubber grids, I'll go ahead and stop it. We'll go ahead and hit it this way just to make sure we're not introducing any. Is that radio lines? And then Get my drying off in rag.
Look at those tiger stripes.
That's the way it's going to go back on the pin. So let's turn this back on and finish out the grits. Shrimp and grits.
I've never tried shrimp and grits,
I don't
but
like
I
grits.
would.
I don't like grits. I've never had it. I don't know why.
I think I'd just soon have barbecue shrimp.
Yeah. Get more out.
I tell you what seafood I love is scallops.
Yeah, we've got a hibachi place here that I go get, and that's what I get every time. Hibachi scallops.
It's our Chinese place that sells the scallops. But they do the pan fried just like you'd want them. And
Yeah.
oh man, they are good.
Some grit. Anybody have any questions about what we've done so far to get it to this point? I'm fixing to look on the chat as soon as I dry this one off. And put some put in my, there it is. Put some of the liquid on it.
Oh, I can't wait to see those two Godzilla coins I got. I got the full colorized version.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to like them really well. I usually don't say that. I'm not much of a colorized person.
Yeah. I got
But
my
they,
colorized cabinet menu in today. And then beeswax. And I'll try not to let it eat my rag this time. For some reason, my internet's not working as good as it did last time out here. Okay, let's crank her up. Nice beeswax.
them bad puppies are going to shine, shine, shine.
Okay, we are ready to assemble. Look at that. And see the line across there where the light is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's a winner. The
Yeah,
wood
that one.
is everything.
That one's going to be beautiful when it gets its hardware on it.
Yeah, the wood is everything on that one. So let's put this back together and get it out of our way. But we're good. I'm going to assemble these up here where I don't have to move the camera. So, yes, do a little. There. Got bar. And we're
Boy,
going
I
to assemble.
want to go up someday and have some cool tools like that.
And I'm going to assemble the pencil first because it is the hardest one to do. You don't get it just right. So what we have is those two pieces. And I'm delayed. lagged up. Got to get back on live. There we go. Okay. Now you can see I've been going 102 minutes just to make 2 pins. That tells you about how long it takes to make one of these things. So here's the pencil mechanism. And then we have some of the hardest stuff there is to get put together. All the little pieces. Let's get them ready and laid out here. In fact, I'm going to set them down here so I don't lose them. I won't need that painter's tape anymore. All the pieces out. Okay.
So, Hillbilly, do you sell these anywhere besides with your races and stuff?
We're about to open a new store here. It's going to have all of our creative stuff. My wife does stuff too, embroidery, grapevine, everything from grapevine wreaths to gift baskets to embroidery jobs. So we both do a lot of creative stuff. And so, yeah, we're going to have a spot in a local shop, like a little strip mall type deal here. But it's going to be more of a fun type deal. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Put this down here where I can. There we go. That'll work. Okay, how many shape them? So we're going to take and find out which end is going to be our nib. Okay, we're going to put the nib this way. So I'm going to turn them both around. And we have to put in this, but it's so thin that the very first time I did it, I almost broke it off. Well, I did break two of them, trying to figure it out. Then I realized if I go ahead and put the tip on it, it'll support it. There we go. And I can get it started that way. Make sure it's straight. Then I'll come up. You see, it won't be all the way in. So I'll take it out here. Just going to press it enough to seat it on in there. Go too hard and it'll just make that end collapse. Okay. So we've got that. Now we're going to put the little coupler on it. And again, we have to put our tip on there to hold it. Got our ring on that one. And now we're going to put the other end on. And now we've got to line this up the way we want our grain to be. I think that's it right there. Okay. Nib again. Uh-oh. Gotta go more. Gotta go more. Okay, we're going to have to go sideways a little bit. I'm running out of room.
I think you had that happen before.
I think so too. Last time I did this, Now, make sure that's in there right. And there we go. Okay. Finally, this is the last little sketchy part. I say sketchy, not so much sketchy, it's hard
Just don't
to get
this point.
exactly right. Because I got the whole tip in. I'll open this up. Get in there. You see now, I'm going to put the hole this just right.
Ooh.
Now, we put the pen in, pencil in, I mean. Put the tip on it, screw it up tight. Put our cap at the top, and we have okay,
Yeah.
pencil done. We'll set it over here and grab the stuff for our pen. This is going to be our pen. And here's our refill for pen ink. And open up. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. Now, this kit I'm using here is called a cut.
Your internet's trying to go in and out.
And if I wanted to go in and do some trimming, I think I'm losing connection.
You're trying to. It did a little loop with your voice. You could see everything okay, but the voice was kind of hanky.
Okay. Well, I'm hurrying. We're about done. Um, this is going to be have a stylus tip on it, so it's going to be a touch pen. And that's everything you need for it. This should go together a little bit easier. So there's our tip. You know what? I never did sand that down. Okay, I need to sand these down so they fit. Yep. Sandpaper.
Mm-mm-mm.
This one. Almost done. There, got it. Okay. Then we got this one. It just said that, but I'm going to do it a little bit more. Okay. Now that's more like it. So we're going to start out with putting the nib here. Okay, got that on. Oh, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to put the twist in it. Right here. And we're going to test the ink deal. I always get that little booger up the end of it. They protect the ball point. Put it in there and see how much further I can push that in. Quite a bit. So, thought it would be. Let's see what it looks like. That look good, or no? It needs a little bit more, don't it? Yeah, it needs a little bit more.
Now, I just don't know. That's not my area of expertise. I'm just a bona fide watcher.
There we go. Okay. So now we have. Oh, perfect. Okay. We'll put the little ring on the center. And let's go ahead and take the cap off the end. That way, when I smash it on the end, I don't tear up the touch stylus. Look like good on. Go ahead.
Oh no, now you're gonna have to put the rubber back on it.
Gonna put what?
You're gonna have to put rubber on it.
Oh yeah, just a little one. Okay.
Oh no. I thought everything was bigger.
Oh, it's a little one.
I
This ain't
love how
big.
you give mainly a hard way like that. The
Oh
water's
yeah.
cold.
I should be more nice, but sometimes it's hard to do. I mean, he
He
leaves
comes off
himself
with
open.
daisies. There's no doubt about that. He definitely comes off with some daisies.
And I've been singing a song to him here lately. Go, let it go.
Was there
Okay.
some dicky do involved with that?
And the final step is we close the pin. And then we make sure that we've got our grains lined up.
Oh, you froze up. Darn it. Hello, Mr. Owen. How are you this evening? Hello, Invisible. I'm hoping he'll come back to us. What y'all have for supper? Oh, come on, baby.
And we've been up with this is the first one.
You're back. Yay. Ooh. Boy, that's been happening a lot on uh oh, he's gone. I'm sure he'll come right back in. YouTube's had a lot of burps lately. Owen, have you had any luck out with streams today? He was early tonight. Come on, hillbilly, come back to us. We miss you. Well, I don't know what to tell you folks. Did his internet die? Did? I'm gonna give him a minute. I kind of want to see the end results. That pen's got some pretty groundwork after he got done with it. It looks just as tight as strapped. I hate when I get stuff alone. I don't know how to entertain. I'm just a crazy old gal. Where you from, Invisible River Ranch? I'm a Kentucky gal. Yep, it's definitely just me and you. I've hijacked his internet. Woohoo! Free for all. That's funny.
Hey, I'm
There he
back.
is. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Show us the goodies. I know you got a good view here.
Oh. Audio.
Did you get you some
Test.
half dollars at the bank this week? Oh yeah, you got a big bag of them.
Where is it? That it? That's not it.
We're with you.
Right, this goes into there. Oh. Now I can hear.
Yay!
Finally, I can hear. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see your stands.
Okay, good. I finally lost connection, so I just came back inside.
I got a question.
Okay.
How you been doing on your fines and your half dollars from your bag?
Not as good as I was before. I think I found like 7 or 8 40%ers in the last 2 boxes.
It all depends on which kid finds Grandpa and Grandma silver.
So
Ooh,
there's the one that I did first today.
maybe
Okay.
right.
Here is the one that here's the pencil that we just did. See, it's got a little bit of the striping, but just not as much, and it's perfectly assembled. And then here is that one that we just did that is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. That is beautiful.
So that was building a pen and pencil set. But I still think I'm going to do another pencil and see if I can find a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better wood grain, because they're all different. Every once in a while you get one that just doesn't have that much grain in it.
You're gonna have to get you an internet booster for your shop, I think.
Well, I do. I've got that. It's just I've got one of my. We've got 6 of those mesh points around our property here, and
Uh-huh.
I got one of them that's crapping out. I got to replace.
Ah, I don't know what the mesh points do or anything, but I'm gonna.
It's just like repeaters.
Gotcha. I hope I can grow up someday and have some cool toys like yours.
I'm not. Hey, growing up doesn't have anything to do with it, because
Oh,
I never did.
okay? You're a Toys R Us kid still. Your toys are more expensive now.
Well, I just saw a I saw a deal once, a T-shirt that said "He who dies with the most toys wins," and I'm trying to win. I'm very competitive that way.
I even have power tools. How many girls you know got power tools?
Yeah, but now, oh, and here's that the minion.
Oh,
Had to get Kevin.
oh.
Yeah.
Um, um, one of the ladies had Shrek and Donkey last night.
Oh, that'd be cool. That was Ashley, wasn't it?
I think so. She had that and she had some popcorn that was really cute.
Well, I just wanted to show y'all what we just made.
I want to
I'm
see you make a nice wood bowl or something, a wood vase or something cool like that sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm going to be making me a new coin bowl. Oh, and I'm also going to be making a one of those old antique pepper grinder things that you got the crank on it, got the gears. I'm going to be
Nah,
turning the wooden part for that. and a potato peeler, or those kitchen peelers that you peel carrots and potatoes with,
Awesome.
and a couple of razor blades.
Ooh.
Let's see what else. Salt and pepper shaker. Try a pizza cutter. I just got one of a bunch of things just to see how they'll go.
That just sounds cool.
Hey, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for coming up and Hey, Invisible River and Stewart. Yeah, I'm gonna make pepper meals. I'm gonna make two different kinds. I'm gonna make the grinding kinds, where you just got the top and you just turn it and it grinds. And then I'm gonna make some of the old and antique looking ones that have all the gears and stuff like that.
Nice.
Anna, I'm broke too. Really what it is you ever been running down a hill and you get to going so fast that that you feel like you're about to fall, but if you don't try to stop that you're going to fall, but if you do try to stop you're going to fall. That's the way we are with everything. Ooh, a coffee grinder. Hey, my pudgy little legs only run so fast. But my wife just got back from our nephew's ball games, and I got to go up. She called me. She bought some popsicles, and I've got to go up and take my blood pressure again. So thank y'all for hanging around with me.
Thanks for having us.
I'm
real common to me.
Just so y'all know, starting next week, I'm going to start running some races. And it's not against anybody. It's just because I've got some times that I want to do it. And, mainly's getting wore out, and Brad and them, having to do everything. And I'm just going to kind of pitch in. And
I'd love for you to run some races. I wouldn't mind to come up once in a while.
Well,
Maybe
that's what
a full show, but run one or two coins.
Well, and that's what I was thinking about doing, is running an earlier show, and on that earlier one, have it to where we got a couple of spaces that just kind of rotate out, and people can come up and down and all that, and then have one show that's just. The other night, last week, one night, it was just me, Brad, and mainly. And I think we need at least one night that it's just us three, because it went smooth, it went fun, things filled fast. There wasn't as much talking over each other, and maybe one spot up with it. But yeah, Kiwi's in, or at least he said he was going to be in as soon as I start, especially on the earlier one. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing it because I'm unhappy with anybody. It's just I don't know. I just why not, right? So, and it's going to be a little bit different because it's going to be let's say you got some auction items, you can do that. It doesn't have to be silver if you've got other stuff. I wanted to get was it Jessica that does the art stuff?
She does some really cool little stained glass window things.
Right. Yeah. I won one of those. Matter of fact, I binned one of them, I think, for my wife, because either that or I won. I can't remember, but I've got one of that.
Really reasonable too.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be silver. It doesn't. I mean, just if somebody creates something, I'm going to put bowls up and whatever, pizza cutters, and have some $3 races.
Everything don't have to be $6 and $8.
Exactly. And of course we may have some bigger races too, like we may have a nice big piece of gold that we run a huge one, but it's not going to, I want to set it up to where if we have a big race like that, we don't have to wait to fill it to run something else. People can be filling it, and then we could be running smaller races until it fills. And then when it fills, then everybody does their donations and we run the big race. See, that way we're not having to sit there waiting for something to fill. And it may not work, but it will never work if we don't try it.
We may have to have like one or two people really watching chat hard to keep it discerned.
Well, that's one of the advantages. Uh-oh, she exploded.
YouTube's full of farts today.
No, what I was thinking, see, one of the advantages of being a programmer, I was actually I'm going to make a website for this to where when we start one of the big races, people can just go there and say, I want to be in this big race. Hey, Ashley, did you see what we made a while ago? And look at that pen come out, curly maple, that is just shiny. Let me see if I want to see if I can get that.
You did a really great job last night, Miss Ashley.
Oh, no, it's not zooming. Where's my zoom? Zoomy. Oh, wrong thing. There we go, that one. No.
It's got tiger stripes.
I want the Pro. Is that going to let me zoom? Oh, yes, it lets me zoom in. Look, there we go. I mean, I just think that came out beautifully.
It did.
And then, now this one's the same wood, but it just doesn't have as pronounced a banding on it. And then the first one I did earlier before I started the stream was this one, which, again, I wish I had done the pencil with this wood so that the set would look better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run another pencil and probably another pen, and so that these match better. I just don't think that makes a good set right there, just because the grain's too different. Yeah, I've learned some new tricks. You're always learning. Hopefully, people are always learning. But, they upgraded the camera hub or the software for Elgato today. That's why everything's not working. Now going to have to work. Okay, but anyway, hey, this piece right here. Now it's just a cylinder. It's just that I use. I put it into to the lathe, and I cut a bowl off the end. But this is that walnut that storm came through about 11 or 12 years ago and took down a bunch of trees on a farm that our friends own, and they had the lumber cut all of the logs and put in one of their barns, and they've been sitting there curing all this time. And he cuts pieces of that walnut off of those, and it's just beautiful. I mean, you can see just in that scrap piece how pretty the grain is on it. And I'm going to I've got two stumps or two pieces out there, about like big firewood pieces, and I'm going to cut them down into about 40 or 50 pencil blanks, and along with a cedar that I cut down it was right before the COVID lockdown, and the storm had knocked a couple big cedar trees over at my parents' place, and I got about 20 running feet of the trunks that are cured and ready to start cutting. I think I'm gonna make more bowls out of it though. Cedar bowls.
That looks like you can make a wood shot glass out of it. Just your wife there.
Yeah. The only thing is trying to get it to grip and then have enough left out there to actually do the turning, to work it. Yeah. I may try that though.
Make me a wood shot glass. That'll give you a project to practice on.
Yeah. And then I could try to laser engrave the side of it.
Uh,
And
uh,
that's what I've got to do with, was it Darlene or CC that won off last night? Did y'all see who won both sets? Darlene won both sets of those pins last night.
Darlene was on fire all over the place.
And she's wanting me to put their logo on it. So I'm trying to decide whether, and it means I'm probably going to, okay, the way I do the logo is, and I've actually got some here that I made up for myself in a little Ziploc bag. I went and got me some water slide decal paper. It's the same stuff as like the decals. Oh, I just doxed myself, but I don't care. They're like just like the decals that you get like model airplanes, model cars, where you put them in water and then you slide them off onto the model. So what we do is when we put the first layer of thin CA or the thin before we switch to the medium CA, we would take the where we want the logo off, dip this thing in water, slide it off, and get it placed down and dried off. Then we put it back on there and finish the CA finish on it, and it blends in with the decal so much that you can't even tell that it's a decal. There, you can't see the edges of it. So I think with a light color, problem is I'm printing it with one of the office jets, so it will not print white. You know, you can't print white on a office jet printer. So if it's got white in it, I'll probably have to go back, mask it off, and then paint with my airbrush, then put this over it with the white showing through, and then do it that way. But with something like this, I don't think you would miss it, the white, if you just put the decal on here, because this is light enough that it's going to shine through and look good. So that's what we're going to try for Darlene's logo. I'm going to actually try to put it on a new pen and pencil set like this and see if she likes that. But that right there, I think is even better than the one we did a while ago. I don't know. Y'all have to vote. Well, I don't know. The one on the right, it'd be hard to choose, wouldn't it?
I think you could set that set up. Oh, no, they're both pins.
Yeah, they're both pins. So, but they'll go in my little, I got a little briefcase that's designed for carrying pins, and those are going to be some of my showpieces. But anyway, if that works.
Message before we go.
Check who?
Your private message.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Where did that go?
About 3 minutes of your time, sir.
Okay. Well, once we stop the well, oh, there it is up there. Once we stop the stream or end the broadcast, we can just stay in here. You don't mind Invisible River hearing it, do you?
No, not at all.
If we could, we can just say, "Hey, go, leave, bye." No. Invisible. Yeah, everybody wants to say bye. Whoa. Is that just a photo, or is that your piano? I mean, is that your house? Piano. I love that piano.
My friend used to have a baby grand like that. I wished he was still with us.
I've got a lot of keyboards and a couple of pianos, but I don't have one. I don't have a baby grand or a grand or anything like that.
I can't play piano, but I can bang around on it enough that I sound mournful.
But you know, when I was 4 years old, my bye Anna, my dad went out and bought me a piano for my 5th birthday. and he bought it early because he I mean I think he gave like $20 for it, and it was like 80 years old. It was an old upright player piano that was made like right after turn of the century. I mean it was old, and he spent the time and rebuilt that, and that's what I learned to play the piano on, an old functioning player piano. It is still sitting up at my parents' house, and it sounds as good as any baby grand that you'll sit in front of, because it had that good African wood that you can't even use. They won't even let you lumber for it anymore. For the sounding board, I mean, it's just warm sounding.
Mm.
Oh, thank you, Ashley. Yeah, it was mahogany, but it was I mean, it's just beautiful. If anything ever happens to kill that piano, I really hope it doesn't like burn or something, because I will cut that sounding board up and make stuff out of it.
Oh Lordy.
But anyway, y'all have a good night. I will probably be back after I go upstairs and rest and take my blood pressure. So, yeah, go figure. 188 over 129, they say, is too high.
A little bit. I wouldn't be
So,
worried if your top number was like 140, which is high.
yeah.
180 is quite a bit higher.
Here's what bothers me. 5 weeks ago, my wife almost had to take me back to the emergency room for a second time because my blood pressure was so low we couldn't measure it. When she took me into the first time to the ER, they said my blood pressure was 35. I said, over what? They said, we can't measure the bottom number. So in a little over a month, I've gone from blood pressure so low you can barely measure it up to ridiculously high. So I think my thermostat's broke.
Something's wrong.
Well, I've not really changed any meds, and they just doubled my regular blood pressure medicine I was taking and gave me another blood pressure medicine, and it's not dropping much. The lowest it's been this week is 157 over 89.
Getting blood pressure medicines is just as hard as getting ADD or ADHD medicines to work right on kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tinkering with it to get it right.
Yeah. So, and I really need to lose some weight and not drink as many sodas and stuff like that. No, but before all this started happening, I was a good solid 120 over 70 constantly. I mean, I had an awesome, and my ejection fraction was awesome. I mean, they said that I had a great heart, but now they're tossing around the congestive heart failure again.
Ugh.
So, yeah, they're just sugar bombs. I've actually got one of those fizzy things to make my own sodas so that I can do it with less sugar and stuff.
I've been
Oh,
making tea and only using, a quarter of the sugar that I would.
try. I've even started using potassium chloride instead of calcium chloride. Instead of regular table salt to salt my food.
I don't
I,
use much salt.
I normally don't unless you consider that I really like pork.
Oh,
So I had bacon sandwiches for supper last night.
oh, it don't get no better. Breakfast for dinner's the best thing ever.
Oh yeah, and we are doing a whole lot of seafood starting. Well, my youngest son got a tick bite, and he's got alpha gal syndrome now.
Oh no.
He can't eat anything mammalian. Nothing. Nothing with butter. No pork. No beef. Lamb. Nothing. But I tell you what, he got some emu steaks the other day and cooked them up, and those things were. If he hadn't have told me what they were, I would have thought it was a beef steak. That was
Huh.
good.
Emu. Never
Yeah,
tried it.
emu. It's a little more pricey than beef,
I'd imagine.
but he was always a big steak eater. But he's finding that he really likes seafood. For years, he'd pick on me for eating salmon, and he had some the other day and just loves it.
I'm not
Of
so
course,
much on the fish, but I can deal with clams and scallops and shrimp. I am not fighting with crab legs.
oh yeah, crab legs like celery. You 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 burn more calories getting the stuff out than you do eating it, and
Lobster's
you
just a little
gain.
bit too rich.
Oh, we got
And
some lobster raviolis we're gonna have tomorrow night.
ooh,
So
ooh.
yeah, I'm going to end the broadcast. Everybody, thank you very much. Have a nice day, and we'll do it again soon. Bye bye.